Present day. Present time.
And you don't seem to understand. A shame you seemed an honest man. And all the fears you hold so dear will turn to whisper in your ear. And you know what they say might hurt you, and you know that it means so much, and you don't even feel a thing. I am falling, I am fading, I have lost it all. And you don't seem the lying kind. A shame that I can read your mind, and all the things that I read there can do like smiles that we both shared. And you know I don't mean to hurt you, but you know that I mean so much, and you don't even feel a thing. I am falling, I am failing, I am drowning.
Welcome, my esteemed watchers, to another episode of Poison Points. I'm your host this evening, Irisu. And before you is ID10. Thank you for being first and showing up on time. Yes, it is. It is Minnie. Hello, Blaze, and welcome on in. I hope that everyone's weekends were to their liking, and that they could observe Memorial Day in a way that was satisfactory. It's not necessarily a day to celebrate, perchance, but all the same, we can still come together in memory of those that have been lost. But we are here today, and those that you do know who may have served, make sure that you let them know how much you love them, and you're glad that they survived. Punctual as I try to be. And, well, aside from ID10, there's many others in chat. Eo is currently lurking while I have her hiding behind the scenes. Blaze, Silver, Kate, I believe, Crusader Corrupted. Damaris is sitting there in chat, which, by the way, Damaris, I have given you a little bit of a special gem next to your name. Claudia as well, and Mitsura. I hope that the work that you're doing is, well, not too hard. Hopefully you'll make it through. I sure do hope so. Yes, welcome on in. Now, I don't ever do this, and I am quite bad about doing this, but I definitely think that it's about time that I make it more of a habit. If you are so inclined, I would usher you to join the Discord. It worked. I have speech recognition on. And this is like the first real test on a live stream. Yes, if you come on into the Discord, you'll basically get to be closer to those that have been on the show. I personally invite all of my guests into there, and I have a special little role under the role application called Tadpoles, which is dedicated to getting updates from yours truly. And if you get that role, you'll see exclusive updates for Poison Points. I've also rolled on out, hold on, I should probably get a little bit closer. I've also rolled on out a new little section for subscribers and server boosters alike that'll give you a sneak preview as to who the next guest is. It might be a little bit cheating. It depends on how you look at it, but it's there for those that want it. Oh, well. Stop it. I might have to turn that one off, actually. See, I have it set to that specific word. It seems to have picked it up more than once. Listen, we have scuff. We have scuff. It's okay. This is the first time this feature's ever been rolled out, so I might have to set like a global cooldown on that one for the bare minimum. We'll turn this off just for a little bit until I, figure out all of the shenaniganries that are with it. But, the speech recognition is going to be very helpful for those that, don't really like to type in commands, and I'm one of those. It's so much effort to move on over and type something into chat, so... and, I don't have a streamer deck or a stream deck yet, so until I get one of those, I'll just use my voice. That seems to be the easiest and most effective method. Are VTubers just Muppets for weeaboos? It depends on how you want to look at it. I think the more common definition is superheroes. Being a VTuber is like putting on a mask. You get to be the best version of yourself, the most beautiful version of yourself. You get to take your heart and wear it on the outside in a digital form. And I get to wave at you. Might want to make the channel private, maybe. Did I make something unprivate? I am Batman and occasionally Bruce Wayne. It should be private. Let me double check, because listen, there are so many extra little bits to Discord and hundreds of technological processes that go on through making sure that you got to do this and that and all of that stuff. I should not have anything NSFW. I can assure you that much. At least for those that join on in.
Yes.
That didn't pick me up that time. Thank you for the headpats. Headpat hand, what are you doing up there? You're not supposed to be here yet. You're supposed to be here, just not up there. No NSFW. Well, it's fine to be at SFW. I just don't have it in the server because I share mine with 3 other people. Or 2 other people. I share mine with Space Buffoon and Rez, and it was the general consensus that since not all of our content, matches up that way, and it can be problematic to have special secret NSFW channels, it just makes it a little bit more cohesive. It's 3 times. We'll all have our NSFW sections. I could just join and call freely. Don't want to have it to where someone can join uninvited. You shouldn't be able to join. Sorry, EO. Well, there it is. It worked that time. Allow me to fix this really fast, just in case. Just in case. Permissions. Oh, that's what's happening. I forgot to uncheck it. Can you see it now, Blaze? See, I originally had this set up for something different, so this should work. Hello, Nyx, and hello, Deval. Can't see it anymore? Perfect. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. That would have been absolutely terrible. Anybody could just subscribe and then hop into the interview like it's nothing. The only people who should be able to join are my moderators. And there's the message. All right. Well, regardless, I've wasted enough time. You all truly want to see our guest for this evening, so I think it's about time that I introduce her. Tonight on Poison Points, Eo, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello. I am Eotidiss, the shapeshifter from another dimension, and you're currently seeing me in my most updated cosmic dragon form.
You're not. Well, I'm not seeing you at all because something's messed up here on my end.
Oh, great!
Hooray! I've done it. There we go. Perfect. We've got it. We've got it all set up.
The best shapeshifter. That was my invisible shift.
Yes, that was your current invisible model. I'm very, very excited that you were able to debut that today. It's very impressive.
Yeah, I'm always trying to mix it up or trying to add in more stuff all the time.
Yes.
But thank you for having me on, Irisu.
And thank you for being here. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day and working around such strange and weird schedules. And of course, being injected with my poison and brought onto the show against your will. But, we can let bygones be bygones.
Trust me, I've been injected with far more and far worse.
Well, I suppose that's, if you're okay with it then. Turbo Ass
I don't know,
Eater.
maybe I'll...
Thank you for the follow.
Hey, Turbo, welcome.
Oh my
I
goodness.
have many colorful followers with me.
Yes. And you know what? I welcome them all. Yeah, I've had some crazy people follow, and you'd be surprised at what names people can get you to say when they follow you. So
Oh yeah, of course. It's part of the VTubing and if not greater Twitch streamer experience.
Oh,
Cherished
100%.
and a loved ritual of seeing the name pop up on screen and then having your brain just stop for a little bit.
Oh, 100%. Or sometimes you're distracted, so you read it, and you come to regret the words that come out of your mouth.
Yep, this VOD is definitely staying hidden.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that anymore. And then you abbreviate it or something. Or, sometimes I've had it to where they'll follow and then never chat, ever. They just don't show up ever again. There we go. The word clipped comes to mind. We'll just delete the clips. I mean,
Right,
no
yeah.
one has to know. No one will ever believe you either, especially when the VOD gets taken down. I guess if you saved it, then at that point I'll just have to, well,
Deep fake. It was
yeah,
deep fake.
it was a deepfake, 100%. Okay, I am currently just setting up some music for the both of us because
Well,
you
putting
know
on a
how it
little
goes.
mood music.
Hopefully, could chat let me know if the music is conflicting at all with Eo's voice. I typically use Spotify, but this month I had to cancel my my subscription. So, and hello, Grandpa. Welcome on in.
Hello, Grandpa. I know you from Twitter.
A very famous face around these parts.
Mm-hmm.
Grandpa, I did send you a message, if you could check that out for me. Now that I have you here, don't mean to call you out like this, but music is good. We can hear both of us. Perfect. Awesome. Well, Eo, it is time for the interrogation to begin. I hope that you are prepared for the questions that I have for you today.
Ooh, are you going to use enhanced interrogation techniques on me?
Yes. That's actually part of what the poison I injected you with. It makes you tell somewhat of the truth, and you're compelled to tell me everything. So.
All right.
Perfect.
I'm all ready for it. A little hypno in here, a little mind control. Let's go. All right.
All right. So, this question comes from our last week's interviewee, and this one's a bit of a doozy. So, if you need to take your time on this one, by all means, go right ahead. This was from Moai of Knowledge, and he asks, what is the air velocity of an unladen swallow?
What do you mean?
That's
An
it?
African or a European swallow?
He refused to elaborate.
Well, I mean, to honestly answer that, I think I'd have to know what the mass is, the wind direction, the humidity at the time. I would probably say the airspeed velocity is roughly gonna be in let's say 32 miles per hour. That would be my guess.
32
and,
miles
do
an
not ask
hour.
me to convert that.
Okay.
Don't ask me to convert that outside of imperial units. I don't do this.
All right, well,
They don't make sense. They scale at an understandable rate, and who can comprehend even that?
well, I think that is the best answer that we're going to get from everybody. Totally not looking at Wikipedia. Listen.
Shoot, someone gonna fact check me in an interview. Wow.
Well,
Wow.
this is chats. You know, this is their opportunity. Blaze says that is correct. I don't know math, but that's good.
Okay. Converted to jelly bean units. I do believe that as roughly 471, maybe 72 jelly beans per quarp.
Yeah,
That's the time frame per jelly bean.
Okay, and nobody can. They can't dispute that.
No. Well,
I believe it was per quarp.
Quarp, yeah.
Yeah, quarp. Yeah, a very standard unit of measure.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that,
it's common in jelly bean metrics.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You probably haven't heard of it though.
Yeah.
Much like my girlfriend from the other high school.
All right. Well, what a great way to start off the interview. All right, Eo. I have a set of questions here that really delve into the deep nature of your mind. And it goes beyond
Let's get deep.
The forms that we see here today. These questions are about you, the person. And I like to ask these questions because firmly I believe that it isn't just what we put on the screen that people can connect with, it's how we speak through to them and how we act. So why did you become a VTuber? how did you get from where you were to now, where you stand?
Oh wow, what a could not have possibly seen this question coming. Well,
It is the first one I
No,
ask every single time.
I know. Oh shoot, people are following me, and I'm getting redeems.
Well, perfect. This is about time that we do that.
I forgot. I should give me 1 second. I'm going to
I didn't update
disable
that.
my. I can't do that without ruining other things. Anyway, well, let's start off with this isn't my first attempt at streaming. I used to be a very active member of the Super Smash Bros. Melee community, and without doxing myself, I ran some tournaments. I was really high ranked in my region and stuff. And at one point, I decided, hey, I'm gonna be a streamer because people like watching me play. So I gave that a go.
Yeah.
Thank you for the follows, folks. And so we I gave that a good try, and it didn't really pan out because I had to focus on a lot of other things.
Mhm.
And then, life got in the way. I moved on from that. And after the pandemic, the plague, I reached a point in my life where I was tired with what I was doing and was like, you know what? Let's make another go at it. And I put all of my heart into it and decided I didn't want to be a flesh tuber because I had just started watching Corone. And she's adorable. And then I fell down the rabbit hole and was like, you know what? This is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So I am not a very talented artist, I would say, but I know some 3D modeling and stuff, so I ended up going with the Vroid route, and before I know it, here I was.
Yeah, well, I mean, Vroid making in 3D modeling is still art. You basically have given yourself the pieces to craft art.
Yeah, it's just 2D art. If you've seen any of my Gartic phone drawings, then you would know what I mean.
I feel exactly the same way.
Modeling, texturing, like, putting a wrap on a skin. Boom, I'm there. I can do it. You asked me to draw a horse, you're getting a stick figure.
Oh, 100%. 2 circles, a stick neck, and legs. That's it. True Scrimble material.
I will put HORS above it. There we go.
Horse.
Horse.
Now, you mentioned that you were a TO for Melee. I won't delve into, obviously, where you did it and how you did it. Did you get anybody that was just annoying? Any competitors that were just the worst? Or was it more the fans?
No. I would say, first of all, I was only on a local level. I didn't really TO for any majors or anything, so I don't think people outside of the state would even know that I ran tournaments at the time. But honestly, no, I don't think I had any really bad experiences with individuals. They're just I was personally offended by the release of Brawl. And when that happened, the entire scene had a rough 1 to 2 years where no one wanted to play Melee. And
yeah.
that made me sad because I got Brawl, and then 2 days later I returned it.
I mean, it's not for everybody.
It wasn't what I wanted. And in hindsight, I can now respect it for the memories that it gave a lot of people and for still being a fun party game. But as someone that put money on winning tournaments, it was
100%.
not my thing.
I have my partner is an advocate that while Melee has contributed a lot to the Smash and competitive scene for platform fighters, it's been a hugely and largely influential to platform fighting, that it is still a shit game. Because it is a buggy mess. It was made in less than a year, or maybe just over a year. I can't remember with Melee.
It was slightly over a year, I believe. I think they announced it 3 months into its development cycle, and then it came out less than a year after that.
Yes, but it is undeniable that because of its glitchiness and just messy code and everything, that it is as popular as it is today. All of the special things that you can do in terms of movement and frame data and everything is because they rushed the game, which is wild to think about. Like, it actually paid off for them.
Yeah. Not to mention, I mean, even you have to consider, like, without the competitive community, it was still a hugely popular game. People
Oh,
loved it, and
100%.
it's still fun to just, like, pick up and do, like, you know, a whole bunch of items on temple and fight in the cave where no one dies and stuff. It's just fun.
Yeah, it was the source of many rage moments from my childhood.
Several fights, not as bad as Monopoly, but it started some fights.
Yeah, because at least with
Not
Smash...
to mention the millions of ways you can unlock Sonic and Tails and whatnot. Those conversations.
I mean, at least with Smash, like, if you were going to get mad at somebody, it was over the course of like a 5-minute match. Monopoly lasts for hours, so you know, we'll give Smash that 1 point towards them.
Yeah.
Now, you know, how did you come up with your name? Because you have a very unique one. I can't recall anybody having any name quite like yours.
Well, I guess I could say conceptually, a thing that I learned from looking for sponsorships in the arena of esports was having a distinct name. One that if somebody were to Google search it, it should be like the top result. Because if your name is like Death Killer or Stream Sniper XX420, you know, you're just going to end up getting a whole bunch of other things. And I've seen so many other VTubers with names like Oni-chan and stuff like that, where it's like, okay, you just got some Japanese name or something, and it's going to be hard to find you specifically when you look for it. So in all honesty, I popped open a fantasy name generator, generated it a couple of times, and then I found something that was something like Eotidiss and something, and I was like, how can I make this roll off the tongue better? And then I ended up with Eotidiss, and apparently that still does not roll off the tongue, but I love it.
Yeah, it's you were saying to me in the pre-stream, it's been the source of a new nickname for you.
Yes, honestly, I'm sure there's some people in the chat right now that can tell everyone what my most esteemed nickname is. Especially, I know Cade, ID, Crusader, any one of you. Oh, look at ID. Look at those little eyes. He's trying not to. Look at him so
Holding back.
How precious. If you all don't do it, I'm going to have to do it. I can't believe you're going to make me have to say it. Wow. All right. Eotidiss.
Eotidiss.
That's what they call me. That's what Eotidiss has turned into. Yeah, look at them. Look at them hiding.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Eotidiss?
ID wanted you to say it.
For a lot of people, EO is just fine, and I understand that.
See, because I'd never heard it before, I thought it was AO. Eotidiss. And I was like, oh, how can I make like a funny pun? But no, that doesn't work. It's EO.
No, that's fine though. It's fun. It's fun hearing people try to say it, especially when I raid into them and they're like, "Oh, thanks for the raid from Eotidiss. Thank you."
Away. Eotidiss.
Yeah, Eotidiss. Yeah, a lot of people do the TI as a tie, so Eotidiss or Eotidiss.
Yeah, I did almost do that as well, but you know that's why we say this off screen and joke about it, and then we get to joke about it on screen anyways. What am I talking about?
Oh, Plink, I know you've been mispronouncing it, but you're just too cute to correct.
So, what happens with me is I feel like my name is quite simple. Even if you just looked at the first part, I think that Irisu alone is easy enough to pronounce. But everyone tries to pronounce my Twitch name as a whole. So it's Irisu Python, like something like that, or Irisu Python, or whatever. And it's because I can't track down the motherfucker who has just my name. It's very infuriating.
Oh, yeah. I can tell you I have not had that problem at all.
Oh, yes.
Anytime I sign up for a game or anything, as it turns out, Eotidiss is not taken anywhere.
Yeah, very fortunate. My name is taken everywhere I go. I have to always add the Python, unfortunately. But, I mean, as long as, I'm the only popular VTuber that is known as Irisu, then, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Is that VTuber name Irisu Payson?
Irisu Python? Oh, no. Don't get me even started on the country accent. We have a TTRPG that we do on Sundays, and it is cowboy themed. And once I start, I cannot stop. It is infectious to do that voice. Chance right there is a part of that as well.
I love doing those voices. I have GM'd and played in many RPGs, and I love doing them.
As the DM, it's the worst because you'll find a voice that sticks, and then every NPC has that voice from now on. And it becomes a little bit infectious.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you mean. Hey, Crimbob, get out of here. I don't need any rats in my chat. I'm kidding, by the way. I love you, chams. So, you have many, many designs. How did you come up with this one, though? How did you come up with this design? And I suppose, while we're at it, how did you come up with all of your other designs? Like, where did the inspiration come from to just continually build these forms?
Well, originally, I wanted to be a slime girl. And with my rudimentary understanding of Vroid and my lack of expertise in Unity at the time, I couldn't make it work. So I went with my second favorite option, was being a dragon girl. And so if you look way back at my debut and my earlier ones, I mostly had a very light purple skin with like dark purple freckles all over. And after a while of doing that, I was like, man, I really want to have like more monster girl forms. And so we just started making them. I sat down with the community, we did some streams, and I was like, I wanted to make a bunny girl. And so we started, spitballing ideas, and then we came up with the idea of doing a nature themed one. And so that's how I ended up with the moss bunny. And then after that, I was like, well, I want some more elemental stuff. So then we added in the firefox form, which is a fox girl made out of lava with smoke tails and obsidian ears. And after we did those, I ended up picking up this sort of elementalist motif. And the dragon became a cosmic dragon. I then had the nature bunny, the firefox. Then the next one we added in was a tech snake. And then I added in the void kitty. And then at this time, I started getting way more comfortable with using Unity and some of these other tertiary add-ons and stuff. And then I went back to the slime girl, and I made my candy slime form.
Ooh, I was going to ask, you're skilled enough now to make it. If you had made it, I can't wait to see it. Don't worry, Chet. We will get to it.
Yeah.
It'll happen, I assure you.
Pretty good on that. But the candy slime is the one that's changed the most because I reworked it for the seasons. It released in summer, and so it was a watermelon candy slime. And then when I went into winter, it became a hot chocolate candy slime with marshmallow fluff hair. And going into season 5, I'm going to update all my models because this is my season 5 cosmic dragon form. All my other forms are still in their season 4 form, so they are not as well constructed as this one is. But I think the candy slime will be the first one to get done because it's already almost summer and I haven't switched it back to watermelon.
That's really cool, though. You have so many to go through. Like, I just can't imagine keeping up on that all the time, but I'm also the least motivated person that I know. So I admire and applaud all of the effort that you put in. And from when I first met you and followed you way, way, way back when, I do remember your freckled dragon form, and I am very, very impressed with what I see before me today. You've certainly grown quite a bit as a as a model
lot
designer.
Of ways.
Yes, in many ways, in many ways.
I think even since the beginning. Oh, look, and there we go again. Thank you so much. So I'll say this since we are sort of spoiling it because people are following, and I do appreciate that so much. But I do a little shape shifting every time someone follows me. So we are continuing to grow throughout this interview, and if things grow a little bit too out of proportion, let's say, just let me know, and I'll hit a little reset button on that. I hadn't considered this as part of the interview.
So
My apologies.
with that being said, I do have to ask, what about the lewd scene? Oh, there it is. What about the lewd scene really drew you in? Like, when did you decide to really make that a part of what you do overall?
It mostly just came from when I started learning what I could do with these programs. I did a stream a while back where we were making, I think it was the Firefox form, and we were trying to figure out what I wanted the size of everything to be. And I realized that in Vroid, you can set the parameters to whatever you want. For those that don't know, Vroid is essentially like a character creator. Like, if you've ever just played a video game with a character creator in it, that's what Vroid is, and then you can make a VRM from it. But they got little slider bars on everything. And I found out that you could just type in the number that you want instead of using the slider bars, and you can go way above or below it. And of course, we did it with the most prominent feature that one could see in the program. And I was like, man, that's funny. And people were laughing. It was hilarious. They looked absolutely ridiculous. But then I decided to do a stream based on that, where we just, had a little subathon, and the more subs we got, the bigger they would get in between segments. But it became a whole to-do where, you had to re-export the model. I couldn't just, hit a button and they would get bigger. Like, I had to go in and make the model, re-export it, and then I had to upload it to the program I was using at the time. And eventually, I got to the point where, my models are very complicated. I had started doing very Poyomi shaders and a lot of little extra doodads on all of my models. So when I started doing that stream again in August, the process for it was really intense. And so those times where I would update it became difficult. However, the current program I'm using, Vinyan by Suvadrill, which you guys should, check her out, allows you to make adjustments to bones live.
Yes.
And so, boom, there we go. Yeah, Suvi's OP.
Yeah, Suvi just
OP.
like the absolutely goated streamer of the year if I had to pick one.
For sure. Like all the Unity stuff. A bit of it is Deet too. I don't want to discount Deet because he was also very helpful in getting things started. But almost everything I've learned was from Suvi's tutorials and stuff. But as part of that, I made my own node graphs for enhancing my assets as people followed, subbed, and whatnot for my channel. So, along with other possibilities, but yes, that's essentially what did it. Is we were having fun with it. I was enjoying it. My viewers enjoyed it, and so we just kept on adding to it. It kept growing from there. Let's say.
Yeah, and your Discord status is growing. That's what it is.
Yes, we're always growing.
Yeah, 100%. Actually, a majority of my viewers who are VTubers are 3D as well. I sit in a vault. Vault. That's our private chat. We sit in a private VC, and I watch them create these things. And unfortunately, I am not adept in this field as much as I know I could learn. But it is always intriguing to watch the process. There's a lot of failing, and then a lot of success, and then a lot of failing, and then it's just back and forth, back and forth.
It does feel like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The whole process of getting to this was like 5 months because I had to learn Blender, and that was...
yes. Yep. For being a free program, it sure is extremely tedious to learn. Well, I know that you are constantly updating your design, but in your early stages, if there was something that you could go back in time and change early on, what would it be?
Oh man, doing those questions is always hard because I feel like I wouldn't be where I am today without doing those steps. So
oh yes,
if we were to split timeline theory go back and I have a whole new timeline and I get to carry all the information I have with me into this new timeline, then I would just skip all of the in-between process and just make what I have now.
It's so much faster.
I every time I see a new way to do something, I try to think of how I can incorporate that into my models. And the only thing stopping me from ever doing more is just running out of time because I want to do that. I guess the only thing I would really do different wouldn't even have anything to do with my models. It would have to do with structuring my time investment into Twitch versus YouTube content and community outreach and stuff like that. I think that's where the biggest things I struggled with as an early content creator were.
Yeah.
And I still do now. It's not like I've got it figured out, but
100%.
I'm definitely better in that regard.
Yeah, you mentioned seasons. So every turn of the season, you try to update a model, or is it a theoretical season? Like this is just the next step?
Actually, it doesn't have anything to do with a set amount of time or the changing of the seasons. It has to do with my wall of memories. At the end of every stream, I go to a special scene where I put up a trinket from that stream on the wall of memories. So we have this big wall for the whole season that has little pictures or animated GIFs or something on it. And at the end of the season, we just look back at all the things that we did. And when the wall fills up entirely, that's when I decide it's time for a new season.
I see. Yes, they can, Emily. They definitely do.
I don't know what you're talking about. What? What?
I love it so much. You are actually... So, I know that a lot of people would say that they are lewd, but, like, you were the first person that I have met that is branded as a lewdtuber. Not met, I should say, on the show that's a lewdtuber. So I'm very excited to have you here. Thank you for being one of my firsts.
Oh.
So
it's always fun to dip your toes into the pool.
I did try to do it a little bit, but it's not a lot. It's fine. It's fine. We can move on from beyond that point. I have this question
does
from.
Does it make you uncomfortable?
Oh no! It's just that my model isn't actually built for that. I have what some might call a big dumpy, a big rear, some cake on that regard. But like, it's hard to incorporate it with what I've done here today, right? Because my interview is structured like for me at least professionally, and it feels weird for myself to do that. I have zero issues with anybody else doing that. Like, all the power to you, 100%. It's just, I have the most, like, what's the word? it's like an ADD, ADHD. It has to be perfect. No, sorry, OCD. Yeah, it has to be like
OCD, yeah.
perfect in all of my execution. And then no matter what I do, something always goes wrong, and it humbles me. But that's besides the point.
It is funny how I know when I'm in the process of updating things that 90% of the time you're only going to see me from like the navel up. So any amount of time I spend working below that almost always feels like wasted time. I'm glad I didn't do that with this model because I have found a way to get other things on the screen. And in that regard, I could show off something. I know we're gonna do more display there later, but I feel you there. Like, I know in this setting, you're not gonna be like showing off your butt for any reason. So working on that seems like a bit of a waste.
Yeah, it's because for me, like running this show, it's not for me. Like I'm here and I'm adding the commentary. I'm obviously asking the questions, but the person that I always want to highlight is sitting across from me across the table. That's always been my goal. So any attention that's brought over to myself feels wrong. But I'm sure, this is, I've only been doing this since like January, these talk shows. So, it could change in the future, hopefully.
Well, we could change it right now. We can just get rid of this stupid table and I can just sit in your lap.
Oh no.
Or you could sit in mine.
Oh no. Alert. Sound the alarms. I'm also, well, you did mention it. It's not that I'm uncomfortable. I'm just the most shy person ever. I put off this persona like I'm conniving and evil and all this stuff, but I always get flustered. I always blush up. I can't help it.
Oh. Well, I am forced by your poison to share with you my feelings, and I
This
don't
is true.
think it would hurt at all to have another taste of this frog.
Oh no. Damn it. Shut up, Chance. The pressure's on.
Yeah. Oh, you're making such wonderful noises. I love it.
It's happening. I've been defeated on my own show. This is it. This is the end of an era.
You're doing great. You're bringing out the best in me.
Well, thank you. I do have a question though. This one comes from a past interviewee of mine. His name is Sol, and I love this question a lot. You did briefly mention this in regards to what you would go back to change, but if you could talk to yourself at the start of your career streaming and VTubing, what advice would you give yourself that you wish was imparted onto you? And this isn't a case of like you would alter the path that you've taken. It's just giving yourself a push.
As I said, the time management thing. If I were to give this advice to anyone, not just myself, if you intend on growing as a content creator and you want to do live streams, the live stream should never be more than like half of what you're doing. So if you do like an 8-hour stream, you should at least do 8 hours of other work to offset that. And that could be video editing. It could be working on like your redeems, your model, like some of the accoutrements to your stream. It should be setting up collabs and networking and reaching out to people. It should be looking for sponsorships. It should be looking for ways to advertise yourself, doing outreach, funny stuff, just being like a presence in like Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, somewhere like that. If you're putting in like 12 hours a day on your stream and you're not doing this other stuff, you're basically missing out on a big force multiplier for the work. And that's what I was doing for like the first 5 months of my streaming experience, was hitting go live, putting all of my effort into that, and then just doing raw uploads to YouTube and calling it a day. And I saw way more growth when I started to pull back on streaming so much and started focusing on other things. And even now, I know I need to pull back even more on the streams, but the problem has been that Tears of the Kingdom's really fun. And so
Oh, yes.
it's like not a lot. Knowing that I need to stop.
The
and get help.
hyperfixation is now upsetting.
Yeah. But it's true. Like, I know right now I stream 5 days a week. I used to do 7 days a week. I would
Oh
stream
my
every
goodness.
single day of the week. I was putting all of my heart into it. And I thought if I took a day off, then that meant I was slacking off. And now I know that I need to take days off so that I can work on other things and then make that content even more appealing.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now I'm doing 5 days a week, and I think I'm going to cut that down to 3. And even then, I think only a couple of that is going to be Twitch streaming. And not to make promises that I can't fulfill, because I don't want people to get the impression that this is going to be something coming very soon or get their hopes up. But I'm hoping to step into some of the more adult-oriented spaces. That way I can sort of make this more Twitch TOS borderline content separate from that, and have a more clear boundary there so that I can better grow as a content creator in the spaces built specifically for those niches.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was going to give myself advice, it would be that better time spent, make sure that you're doing things that cater to those spaces, and don't do anything you wouldn't want to do for the rest of your career, because if people like it, you'll feel kind of forced to continue doing
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And it's funny that you mentioned the 50-50 offset of, at least the other half of your time not spent streaming has to equal or exceed it to see some growth. And with that time management comes making sure that you don't overdo it on a daily basis and you run out of life. But
and creativity.
Yeah,
like, when
100%.
you run yourself ragged, you lose that like creative spark to what you want to do, and you lose some inspiration in it. And I could find myself just sort of falling into a routine that wasn't healthy. And so I think having time away is really good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I realized that because I had the same issue. I would go to work, I'd rush home, I would stream, and then I'd go to bed exhausted, and I would repeat the process every day, but nothing new happened. And then I decided to take 2 months off. I took a whole step back. I worked on other things. I worked on this model. I had somebody help me work on this model, my beautiful partner, Pinch. And we basically crafted this new setting for myself. And I'm very comfortable with it now. But as I got to that point of like, well, I don't really want to stream video games as often anymore because I can't really work that into my schedule. This has become the focal point, and it is the most rewarding part of my week. Like, being able to spend the time creating questions, crafting the stream for it. It's a lot of fun. And well, now you're here today, and I get to meet new people. And yeah, I love meeting new people, as introverted as I might be.
I love meeting. I see a lot of people post on Twitter about how, like, I want to meet people, but I can't talk, or I don't understand how people can do that. And I understand it, but at the same time, I am the kind of person that can just jump into a voice call and just start chatting with people and be like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. This is me. This is what I like to do. What are you guys up to?
I'm most certainly a work my way up to it type of person. I need to work my way to a group setting with people that I've not met before. You gotta force yourself to interact.
I know you said at the beginning you were gonna ask like a funny question to help me not be nervous, and I'm like, I'm already nervous. I'm already to just like, I'm ready to just like pull you over here and be like, why don't we just make this a more intimate conversation and just let the viewers watch?
I would have that set up that way, but one, laziness has made it to where I don't actually have like all of these scenes more tailored. I know that you're watching it right now, but I have like 12 to anywhere between 12 to 15 different settings that I like work through and memorize every single time. So I need a stream deck in order to really capitalize on all the things that I want to do.
It does help out a lot, being able to just have a little thing next to you with all the hot buttons on it.
Oh yeah, and then on my numpad, I will be able to put that next to it, and then have like 20 more buttons that I get to press on a daily basis. All right. Now that I've finished with the deep interrogating parts, let's talk about you a little bit more in depth. You mentioned a little bit about this place that you come from. Is it Otherholm? Otherholm?
Otherholm, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about this place.
So, Otherholm is a completely separate dimension from the world of humans. I'd say about 20 years ago, I first was able to use a dimensional gate to connect to the world of humans and basically access the internet. And that's how I came in contact with them. But I guess we can go back a little bit further than that. Otherholm is a very magic-dense place. There is just free-flowing magic everywhere and lots of magical creatures. However, it's a very dangerous place because a lot of magical creatures are very powerful and hungry for more of it. So, being in Otherholm is sort of scary because you have to find places where you can essentially be alone. It's really hard to trust other beings here because they almost always want what you have, and that it's not a very collaborative place. So a lot of people wonder why I don't do more heavy magic, and it's specifically because it'll just get you noticed by beings of greater magical magnitude. So I find a lot more solace and joy in what humans have done with technology, because not only do I get to use that without thank you again. Not only do I get to enjoy it without the threat of some entity coming along, but it's really ingenious what these humans have come up with, all of their little doodads and funny gadgets. It's kind of a shame that so many of them are used for hurting each other and not for enriching the lives of humans, but you're a bunch of quirky little creatures, so I find them precious.
And as do I.
It's if I were to best describe how the magic works, it's just sort of in the air all around you, and when you use it to produce an effect, you create this sort of low pressure front, if you know anything like weather, and that draws in more magic from outside of it, and those more powerful beings can tell where magic's being used and use that to find you. And so the whole process of trying to cloak that and keep them from finding it is a whole to-do. I have to have wards and rituals and things just to keep myself hidden. It is a task. And opening a dimensional gate, as one might suspect, not to mention the shape-shifting, is pretty intensive on the magic. So there's a lot of work that has to go into that too. But that said, I am still very proud of being a shapeshifter. It may not be one of the most powerful magic creatures, but I think I have done very well for myself. And in my travels here in Otherholm, I did learn how to do the dimensional magic, which is how I do all of my gallivanting throughout the different multiverses. And it was, like I said, about 20 years. Oh, thank you again. It was about 20 years ago. I can't push them down. That's too rude. Tell me. They've grown outside their appropriateness as people continue to fall.
Now I'm just curious to see how far we could push the boundaries.
I can tell you right now, you would have to try really hard to push them larger than my own community has. but trying to stay on topic. The dimensional hopping led me to finding other universes where there were sentient beings and trying to build a good rapport with them. But almost all of them are immediately hostile to alien life. But for some reason, humans just find that shit cool. So we ended up getting along just fine, especially over the internet. I haven't actually made an in-person debut for humans, so
I see. So you came across the human dimension. Was it more by chance? Were you just hopping, checking out everything that the worlds have to offer?
Basically scanning. You can scan dimensions, and since there's so many parallel ones, I know there's many other Earths with other humans, and I happen to fall on one. But it is sort of random chance if you just happen to scan a dimension that has some sort of not only habitable parameters to, like, you know, gravity and whatnot, suitable life conditions. But once I found it, you have to do like a spell to set an anchor, something like a bookmark, let's say, so that you can come back to it, because otherwise it's real easy to lose it amongst the multiverses out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to set an anchor down, find a place that was rather uncaring for dimensional portals, and then essentially hooked into the internet and used magic to understand the language of technology and then communicate through it. And then it didn't take too long for me to fandangle my own machine over here, my own computer. And then now the dimensional gate is essentially just a really long Wi-Fi connection to the Earth.
It's
so a lot of setup.
You should probably look into those extremely long cat cables. Those bitches will go anywhere. they will go as far as you need them to. Just in case you're having issues.
The dimensional gate is pretty good though. There's not a lot of interference there. And thankfully, because it's mostly technology and not magic, I don't have to worry about it being intercepted. But this is a great opportunity to talk about Eotidiss VPN, where we can connect.
Yeah, welcome to our sponsor.
I wish. Oh man.
For all your cross-dimensional needs.
Yes.
So you do find the human nature quite tantalizing. What is it about humanity that like really drew you in? Was it the fact that they work well under magicless conditions, or?
That is part of it. It's a respect, because they're able to do so much without any magic at all. And that again is part of the reason why I haven't shown myself, not only because I am worried about the more unaccepting humans, but it's a possibility that since it's a universe without magic, I might not be able to exist or live long in it. So the technology that they're able to make without even having any magic, as far as I know, amazing. The other part of it is, as a shapeshifter, I really like adapting. Like it's fun to adapt, to change, to morph yourself in order to fit more situations. And humans really like doing that too, it seems. They like to go out and find harsh, uninhabitable conditions and then thrive in it. And that I feel that's a mood.
So simply because it was a mood, now you are enamored. I love it.
But it really, honestly, like, okay, so here's this frozen tundra where not even plants can grow. All right, well, we'll just like kill some bears and then wear their skin, and then, you know, we'll do fishing and stuff. We'll be fine. This way I can live where I want to live. Like, oh my god. You could have not, but you went anyway and you did it. All right, here's this desert. It's scorching hot. It'll burn your skin. All right, well, we'll just put on long clothes and learn to find oases, and we'll get along.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just to do it. It's like, it feels like there's no reason to. You just went, all right, we'll do it. And I love it.
Yeah, humans are wild. I will tell you that much.
And in the modern day, you now have basically an alternate universe of your own online, where people can exist almost entirely in this like digital realm. And there's a whole different level of adaptation that comes with that. And people are growing accustomed to it.
Mhm.
And again, I find that it's compelling. I love it.
Mhm. And you basically get to live this virtual experience, well, as you are. This is the real you. 100%.
It's not. In other home, I look nothing like this. This is
I
my.
see.
Well, I can shapeshift. I can shapeshift to look exactly like this, but it's more of a eldritch horror kind of thing. So I don't really want to like put a webcam on and show what I actually look like.
Yeah,
Instead, I just have my avatars for it.
Yeah, I don't think my
And
viewers would survive, quite frankly, if you did that. So
Yeah, I don't know if humans could. I think it's part of that whole magic thing and not being accustomed to it. It may kill them.
Mhm.
So instead, we'll just do VTubing.
Yeah,
and try to get a
100%.
close approximation.
The concept of a being that uses VTubing to communicate, but could also just be that VTuber is really funny to me. I love that concept. Now, what was the most tantalizing lewd experience that you were given that you decided to go down that same path?
Ooh. Well, I know at some point when it comes to shapeshifters in other home, most of them do not have, at least as far as I know, most of them are not sentient. The only reason I was able to is I happened to run into a sentient being, and then what would be the most polite way of putting it? I absorbed them. I acquired them, let's say, and then became a conscious being. And in doing so, became sort of aware of my surroundings, which is why I think I can communicate with other people. And when I met humans and I could understand their communication, I think I started to absorb them as well and take on some of their aspects, which is why I think I enjoy so many of these more humanoid features that aren't really present where I come from. But in additional, you have to understand that my entire understanding of humans and human nature comes from the internet. So, after many, many years of only seeing humans through the eyes of the internet, you might understand why I could have ended up on the looter side of things.
Yes. It's what's that song by Bo Burnham? Welcome to the internet. It's
Yes,
yeah.
Welcome to the internet.
Yeah,
But
you've assimilated.
That's essentially it. I kind of thought for like the first 5 to 10 years that all of human nature was video games, silly videos of people falling down stairs and otherwise getting injured, and raunchy RPs and smut.
You've basically described the entirety of the internet.
And there you go.
Oh, and cat pictures.
Yes, cat pictures, true.
Yeah,
Fun,
specifically,
cute animals.
recently, it's cats crying, but unnaturally crying.
Oh.
I don't know. There's something about those faces that make me laugh, and maybe I'm a cruel being for thinking that. But yeah, cat pictures. Don't forget the cat.
Right. There is obviously a lot of wholesomeness there, and over time, I eventually learned that there's a lot more to humans than just that, especially as more people got online over that time. You start introducing yourself to not only other cultures, but a wider scope of what was already being available. And I learned more about human nature. I will say another thing that I love about humans that I had not even considered before meeting them was food. The idea of taking something you're going to eat and then cooking it and preparing it to make it even better. Because before that, just find a thing and consume it. It's a shapeshifter thing. You just kind of absorb it. But oh my gosh, I learned about cooking, and I have now a large portion of my non-stream time is enjoying cooking. I love cooking.
Well, there you have it. Cooking is like, that's the art that I partake in. I'm not very artistic myself. A lot of my vision comes through video editing and art. Are we live?
Oh, I see.
Oh, we're back. I closed my eyes for 1 second, and when I reopened them, my eyes weren't open. We're good? Everybody, we're good here?
Yep. I took a moment to adjust myself, chat, so that we can appreciate the interview more than some of the accoutrements to it.
It was the boobs. They crashed my stream, unfortunately.
You know what? It wouldn't be the first time.
Has it happened to you as well?
Yeah, there's been a couple times where things kind of got out of hand, let's say.
It's always those moments that, look, as frustrating as it may be, I love those moments because you have done something that not a lot of many other people have been able to do. You've created an experience that solely crashed your stream.
I was gonna say, I am particularly proud because I don't know any other VTubers that quite have this setup, this sort of situation going on their streams. So I do take some amount of pride in that, but at the same time, I know it's something hard to like sell yourself on. So what sets you out as a VTuber? Well, when people follow me, the tits get big. Right.
Yes.
I'll be going now. Bye-bye.
Wait, I also have these other bottles, these other forms.
Yeah, I do lots of cool stuff with it. I said bye-bye.
Yeah, goodbye.
Please don't touch me.
The last thing we heard was me. I was talking about culinary stuff.
Oh, okay.
I lost my train of thought, but just what I wanted to say in that regard is that's my art form, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love cooking, and I think I would die without good food, or at least access to make good food in my life. That is to say, I have used a lot of those DoorDash and Uber Eats. Not very proud, but we're moving on from that era of my life. Just a touch. A touch.
If we're gonna talk about things going into the past and telling ourselves, I would definitely go back like 20 years and be like, Eotidiss, learn to cook.
Yes.
Make your own food. Not only is it like hella cheaper, but you'll actually like it a lot more and have a bit of pride in yourself.
If anything, just stop ordering through the apps and drive there yourself if you really are craving something, because those extra $5 to $8 add up every single time. And I think it just kind of breeds laziness to a fault, unfortunately. Welcome in, Jaden.
Oh, if you're a fan of good food, would you want me to cook something for you?
Now you're speaking my language.
What if I told you my favorite thing to make was barbecue?
All right, I'm down for this.
I make my own sauces, and I don't have a smoker, but I do love working that grill.
Oh yes, if there's a lot of like styles of cooking that you could easily get into my heart with. Simply the idea of someone being able to cook for me sets my heart aflutter, because as my profession, I dislike doing it only for me. So when someone else does it for me, it's like that's like its own love language.
So, just to clarify, that was someone's catching strays here. Yeah, I know they've been getting up on that line this whole time. So,
Chance, could you unban Salty Boy Live for me? Thank you.
Just for a little clarity, you want me to stuff you?
I need like a blush or something. Thank you, Chance. That's my reaction.
It didn't seem like an enthusiastic yes. I don't know if I can.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Good girl.
You're defeating me.
No, that's not a winner and a loser. We're all gonna be winners here.
I know. Okay, I'm melting.
I get to feed you, and then I get a taste of you.
Oh my goodness. It's too hot in the day. It's too hot in here to be. Listen, Damara, something tells me that the poison is going to have zero effect on you.
Oh, what do you mean? I am just inundated in poison right now. I mean, actually, I think it's completely worn off. I think you're going to have to give me another dose.
Oh no. Well, this is what these claws are for, so.
No, I don't think the fingers are enough. I need it directly from the glands.
Yeah, let's see if I can't. I have it set up in a way to where my model doesn't move too far, because. But yes.
Yeah, I understand that.
You'll get my glitchy mess of a kiss.
Well.
I will catch that one, and I'll save that close to my heart. To be this close. I am weak. Listen, I'm sorry. I can't help it. Also, yes, Blaze, you chatted the exact moment that I clicked the banned button. So I'm sorry that you were caught in that crossfire. And it is unfortunate because legitimately that is negative on your account. So I'm really sorry about that. I did not mean it. Just so we can clear that up. Get strong so I am strong.
Just ask for a couple favors from her, Salty Boy. She now owes you. That's what you have to leverage that.
You get one. I'll give you one, and that's it. See, what happens to me is I start giggling like a buffoon. Like, absolutely. That is my, like, I'm blushing, and I can't actually respond anymore because I am so nervous, I suppose.
Oh. Sounds like you would like it if I took the reins. Has anyone ever showed you the ropes before?
Yes.
So you're experienced.
I am experienced.
Oh, I like that too.
Oh my goodness. I have offer, give me head
Need a
pat.
moment?
Yes. We will head pat Blaze. Actually, this would be the perfect time to head on over to a break, grab some snacks and stuff, if that's okay with you, Eo.
Oh, absolutely. I'll
you
meet you under
have-
the table, you little snack.
Oh no.
Oh, Iris.
Oh no.
You weren't lying about that cake. Wow.
I
I should
am
really put that in a display case.
I am quite proud of it, I will say. We'll be back. Everyone can just watch the nice and listen to the nice sounds of the rain. And we will see you all in a moment. No, well, I guess the transition isn't very smooth if I have music playing when I turn it back on. Well, everyone, we're back. We, I had a little bit of break time.
Yeah, I can't say it was uneventful. Maybe relaxing for one of us.
I hope that chat has had time to craft some questions for you. Yeah, we had a great break. I think it was
Oh yeah,
quite
I had
the
a wonderful snack.
yeah. And hopefully you can still feel everything. My poison is quite potent. I have been told that it has the strength to.
I may have caught some feelings.
I see.
As long as I'm being forcefully honest right now.
And yes, you've had the poison reapplied to you. I can assure you that much at the very least.
Certainly something of yours in me. Perhaps the poison.
Mayhaps. Well, we've been alluding to this the entirety of the stream. And I think it's about time that we see some of your forms. All of your lovingly handcrafted, and I've seen at least 2 of them and very impressed, but
I will start off by showing the rest of this one off. If you don't mind, I'm gonna sit on the table, if that's okay.
let me get everything set up so we get the full experience here.
Okay.
Honestly, I need to clean up my everything. And I will lightly shrink you so you have more room to work with here.
Okay. All right. In that case, then, I'll sit first, so you guys can see. I've got one of the big updates in learning Blender was giving myself actual monster girl feet, so you can see. Well, I guess I could just stand up and on the table. Let's just stand up, and I'll just. Yep. You can see my feet and my tail.
Oh, they also do little steps. That's very cute.
Yeah. Just little steppies. I don't want to walk too far off the middle of the screen. But that's that. And then also, I'm going to zoom in really far, so don't get jump scared when this happens. Look into my eyes.
Yes. I love the moving patterns so much.
And also.
Yes! We're winning!
And I particularly am happy with this effect on my horn.
Yeah, I didn't notice it until just a little bit, but that it comes apart and then reassembles itself, which is really cool.
So you'll see it on my other forms when I shapeshift into them, but I used to have a Tesla coil style horn and a little stick horn, and this is how I've updated them. So instead of a Tesla coil, I have this little electric effect underneath the horn, as well as this one, which if I get close again, you can see that the green sort of hovers off of it.
Yeah, it's actually getting a little bit of the magenta aura that you have, but
of course. But let's see. As you guys heard earlier, I have 6 shapeshifting forms. This one, the Cosmic Dragon, is the most updated, so we're going to be doing a little bit of a time trip for the rest. And I'm just going to go in the order that I created them in. So now I'm going to shapeshift to my Moss Bunny form.
And while you do that, Mono does want to know, was this all with a blender? Oh my goodness.
There we go.
Yes.
I started in Vroid, and I bring it into Unity. I then do some things like set up the blend shapes and some of the spring bone functions in there. Then I bring it into Blender, and then I do all the mesh editing there, make some changes, do stuff in that. Then I re-import it back into Unity, and then do the final rundown of the shaders and animations and whatnot for it. And then after that, it'll be exported to the VCFace SDK, and I use VNyan for my my capturing and rendering.
That is so many steps.
It has become quite a process. It used to be Vroid, then it became Vroid into Unity, and now it is Vroid, Unity, Blender, Unity, and now done. And I have to do 2 different exports, one that's the VCFace SDK and one that's a VRM, so that I can use the VRM for things like posing for pictures and whatnot. So there's still other steps too. And the process of adding Blender into that was a 5-month process. I made my first Blender donut in January. I had my season 5 premiere a couple weeks ago.
Oh my goodness.
It took that long.
And you.
But now that I've got it worked out, I think the other ones are going to be a lot faster.
Yeah.
Oh, monochrome, thank you.
Yep. There's
And,
mono.
as you can see, even on the older models, we still have several of the features present. Now the cake, sadly, the cake remains the same. But on the season 4 models, we're still growing.
Indeed you are.
And so you'll notice with this model, occasionally I should have a pulse of light go through these if I didn't mess that up in the transition.
Oh, I do see the pulse. There we go.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the pulse is there.
It's very light. All of my models, I don't know if I should do this now or if I should. I'll wait until I circle back around to the main one. But I have a lot of other things, like when the lights turn out, certain parts of my models glow. So on the Moss Bunny, on all of them, the horn glows and my eyes glow, as well as the tongue. But on the Moss Bunny, the glowy parts of the hair and the flowers will glow, as well as some of the softer green. I know you just want to reach out and touch it, don't you?
Oh yes, it looks very, very nice to the touch.
Very inviting. Now, with that said, this has been the Moss Bunny form. The next one that I made after that was the Firefox form, so I'll shapeshift into that now. It feels really good to do this too.
It's so cool to see how you've basically taken what would be a jarring fast transition to more natural. It's so cool to see that. And
the process has been long getting to this point. The way I used to do it was set up a flat PNG of the thing that I was transitioning to, and then it would cover up the place where my avatar would be on screen, and then hide the capture until I could manually go in and load it and then take that off. And it was a whole to do. But ever since VTuber Plus and now VNyan, I've been able to fully automate it. And with VNyan, I have these shape-shifting animations.
And
so this is the Firefox form.
I was gonna say that's cool, but this is hot.
Oh, it is very hot. It's not too hot to touch, but I could definitely keep you warm if you're still feeling a little chilly. I know we just aired out the room, but
Claudia, yes, please.
And that you can see I've got smoky tails to go with this. And my intention in season 5 is to add another tail on. I used to be 2 tails, and then when I did my next update, I went to 3 tails. So I was like, hell, fuck. Every time I update, I'm just gonna add another one on.
That's cool. Are you planning to get up to the 9 tails, as in the myth?
Eventually.
Okay.
Eventually. I've also heard that they get a tail for every one of their victims, so to say. So maybe after this stream, I might have another one.
Oh yes, I would be honored to be a mark on this tail. Oh wait.
Well, then,
there is a raid coming through. Oh my goodness, I didn't even process that.
Yeah.
Welcome on in, Fluffy Bite. Thank you.
Hello, Fluff Bite.
Yes, thank you so much. I don't know why I
seems
didn't
like Chat wants to
process.
participate. Well, I might be 9 tails faster than I thought.
Yeah, 100%. I do need to know, is adding another tail like extremely complicated? Do they start to collide with each other? Not at all. Okay.
Not it's the only difficult part is animating it, and even then that's not too hard. It's mostly just another strand of hair. Like, it is almost exactly the same as just putting another strand of hair on.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Though I might be delving into some fur shaders in my updates for several of these shapeshifting forms. So, after we were done with the Firefox, we decided that I had an elemental motif going on. So I wanted to do an electric one, which was part of the horn. Because if you've not noticed, I have a fiery eye, an ice eye, an electric horn, and a nature horn. And to go with the electric motif, I decided to make a snake, which we have now lovingly called the tech snake. And I will shapeshift into that for you now.
Ah, it's so cool every time. Yes.
So this is the tech snake form.
Oh my goodness.
It comes with a lot of features in it. I am a USB a hookup here. I do have a power button. I have a scouter on my face. And I'm sure this is fine, but if I could ever make merch of panties, I want to sell these because I think a lot of people would like
That would be perfect, actually.
I just get the feeling a lot of people would like that.
You need to do this. I endorse this.
I forgot something.
Oh no.
Oh, I might need to run back through things.
Oh, no
as
worries.
part of
Yeah.
This, but I'll wait till the end again because it's gonna require me to basically quickly run back through them. But I also have a zero suit version of all of my shapeshifts from season 4.
Yes.
So I have a special zero suit for each of them with different colors and textures and stuff on them. So I want to show that too.
Yes. I know that a lot of those in chat who did do it, at least they were trying to. I'm not sure how difficult it was for them because, again, this is outside of my realm of current comprehension. Oh, there's the follow.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for helping to grow the community.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
the
zero-
ZSS.
Zero suit. Yes.
They found one on wherever you find your VTuber assets from, or the VRoid assets
Usually
from.
Booth.
Yeah, from Booth. They found a ZSS outfit and implemented it into their bottles just for the heck of it. My partner Pinch did it for a ZSS stream as well. That one was quite fun to look at. But I have my reasons.
I know ever since I did the update, some of the rendering is a little off, but I'm going to do a zoom in again so you guys can see this. Yeah, my eye is rendering in front of it. But there, if I point up, you can see I've got a little feed that's got like health, energy, and emotional state and stuff on the scouter.
That is so cool. And I love the hair. Hello.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and on these past ones, you can see the eyes are actually videos. You can see the crystals growing and the lava flowing.
I love that. It definitely forces you to get in really close.
I did have to remove that from my current one because there's something special I'm going to be doing with the eyes in the future. I wasn't able to get it ready for the debut, but there is something that's going to be happening with that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too.
It's going to be nice. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to build it up, but I think it's going to be really cool. So, after getting the tech snake done, we were trying to think of what other elements we could do because now obviously ice would have been the next one, but I couldn't think of like a really good ice thing I wanted to do. And we ended up saying, well, I've got the cosmic dragon. The opposite of that would be like the void. Like the dragon would be like the creation, and we can go with the void. And so we decided to come up with
The suspense is killing me. I am ready.
the Void Kitty.
Yes. I got a little sneak preview of this one while we were testing some magenta screen.
Yes. Yes, we were making sure that I wouldn't be invisible on it. So this is the Void Kitty model. This was supposed to be, as evidenced by my tattoo, the one that I really started to lean into the lewd on.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh man, we'll theme it so that whenever we're doing a more spicy stream, that we'll do it in Void Kitty form. But then I found out that people found they all have their own favorite shape-shifting forms. And I felt like it'd be too exclusive to limit that to only the Void Kitty.
Fair. This is fair.
Mhm.
Actually,
Ooh, Salty Boy likes this one.
yes. And they did ask, what was my power level from your last form?
Oh, Iris.
Oh no.
I'm going to say it wasn't. Let's not put a number on it. Why don't we just put a feeling on it?
Okay, I can take that.
Mhm. And I can tell you, it feels good.
Ah.
That's a rough approximation.
I've been critically hit. Oh my goodness. Fuck you, Chance. I wish this would take middle fingers more easily.
Yeah, I know. It always does index finger instead of middle finger.
Yeah, it's either that or it's the ring and pinky together. It's neither. It's either or. It's never in between.
But I would say some of the things that I would highlight about this is if you look at my arms, I kind of have them flowing with galactic nebula cosmos stuff. I'm not exactly sure what you would call it. Basically stardust. And the hair, I tried to give it a sort of glassy sheen to it to go with that like bright magenta outline. And I think it came out all right.
Could you zoom in really close so I can see the hair that you have?
I don't mind getting really close to it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I am a sucker for moving parts of models. Like any animations that get added really like enhances my experience because I have trouble focusing on things. So being able to just focus back in is like good design, in my opinion. Yeah, the Urple hair is very pretty.
In my pursuit of good design, anyone can tell you one of my biggest problems is making my designs far too busy. And I've learned that when you make a monster girl, especially when you have fur, scales, and other special skin, to make your clothing as minimalist as possible. And I know this is extremely minimalist in that sense, but it's very easy if you have any sort of like jewelry and accessories and stuff. The combination of all of those things and the clothing can get out of hand really fast, and it's a huge deterrent for artists to want to even try to draw you because it's just way too much stuff all at once.
Oh yes.
So I've had to learn to rein that in a bit and go with a more minimalist clothing option while still meeting Twitch's TOS.
Oh yes. Wait, there is clothing?
Yes, it's the fur.
Yeah, that counts.
I have checked with my sources, and as long as it is completely covered, it is not sheer, and it does not expose any shapes on the lower end of things, then you're fine. And of course, under boob has to be covered. And look, we have fur. So
there it is.
Unless they're going to change the rules on me, I should be compliant for that.
Mono saying, I have never empathized with a guest more. Mono has an extremely unique model. And What they've done with it, with only using two colors, which is black and white, they basically have a mask around their head that has rings of white light. It's hard to describe. You'd honestly just have to see it. They're constantly flowing. And Mono's biggest issue is, well, finding people that can easily draw their model. Because it is very unique. Incredibly unique.
If they like constant flowing, then they may enjoy the next and final model. So after
Yes.
getting all of these other forms out of the way, it was finally time for me to take another stab at making a slime girl form. And while this is still in the winter version, I do want to show you my candy slime form. All right, shapeshift time.
Oh. There
we
it
go.
is.
So, I am the hot chocolate candy slime with marshmallow fluff hair.
I love it so
after- I got wiggly jelly ears. And you can see my my candy heart core
Mhm.
and the slime constantly oozing down around me. And while I didn't show off the legs on most of the other ones, I will show off that I've got big rubber boots on the candy slime here.
Oh, so cute. Oh
So
my
that
goodness.
The slime does not spill out everywhere.
Oh my goodness. I'm every single time I'm kind of stunned speechless because I haven't. You usually stream at a time of day, and I know this because I always check when my friends go live. You stream at a time of day where I'm busy. I don't get the opportunity to visit a lot of my guests on the show, so being able to experience it here is a lot of fun and a first-time experience for me in general. So.
Well, I'm glad you like it, and I understand that. I have a lot of friends that stream at a different time than me, so the only time I catch them is like in Discords or otherwise. We have to like set up specific time to hang out. So I get that. But this one was a bit of a trick.
Yes.
Because getting a slime girl to work with a Vroid model is particularly difficult, especially when you try to do transparency. Getting the candy heart to work was the hardest part because the emitter didn't want to emit light through a transparent layer. I had so many difficulties with it rendering on a screen. So like when you're VTubing, you usually have to capture the window you're VTubing in, and it was not enjoying my transparent layers and whatnot. So additionally, something I hadn't considered before getting to the part of actually rendering, you'll notice something different about this model. I don't have a tongue or teeth.
Oh.
Because you could see them when my mouth is closed.
Oh, yeah.
And it looked really bad. You'll notice you can kind of see my glowy blue eye while my eyes, both of them, I guess.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of the both of them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not as bad as it could be, but that also looked a little bit weird at first. So the candy slime has definitely been the most challenging one, but I do love it all the same.
I would say that the fact that you can see the eyes while they're closed is still cool because they're a constant part of your form that now is a little translucent and see-through.
It is acceptable now. It used to be horrifying because I would basically constantly be staring at you. At least for the most part, you can tell my eyes are closed. It used to be that I would close them and you would still see me staring straight at you. A little creepy.
Buffy wants to know, how does one go about having a cool transformation animation like yours?
If you are using VNyan, I will just show you right now.
Oh god, y'all are gonna be... Just wait for it.
This is my transformation node graph. This is what it takes to make this transformation animation. So everything on the left side here, you can see, let's zoom in. For the Firefox shapeshift, I set up a light that is this color and a bloom of that color. I then set my loading slot to that avatar and then set a timer. It then comes over here to the next phase of the animation, which then after that color change, we do some, glitching. I make myself a little bit bigger. The bloom then goes white. I then load the next avatar in. And then after a few moments of it being loaded, we then get rid of the bloom and set the lighting back to normal. And that's how the shapeshifts work.
It is wild. It's the spaghetti factory of Vinyan.
And so now I'm going to go back in reverse order through my models and show you the zero suit transformations for each of them, if I can do that.
Oh yes, of course.
If I can find it.
Are they their own separate transformation as well, or?
For any of the Season 4 models, while I've been shapeshifted into them, a redeem will show up to shapeshift me into the zero suit form.
I see. Okay.
So, okay, it looks like it's not going to work through the way that I've been doing things, because I want to make sure that people don't redeem it when it's not possible.
Oh, yes.
Let alone the most expensive redeems on my channel are the shapeshifts, and I don't want one person to shapeshift me and then 5 seconds later someone else does. So it has a little walkout period.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just go down here with the candy slime. I will, I can just avoid this altogether. Let's just directly load it. Sorry.
No worries.
This isn't going to be as cool. I'm not going to have the shapeshift animation, but...
No, it's totally fine. Listen, there are compromises that have to be made in order to see greatness, so...
Okay, zero suit form, candy slime.
Oh my goodness.
This is the latex one, because I figured if you're a slime, you probably need to have something more plasticky and whatnot. So this is the candy slime zero suit model.
Yeah, the one that you get on Booth is kind of flat, I suppose. It doesn't have a lot texture-wise to it.
No.
Yeah, I like what you've done
Almost anything
here.
I do with the textures in this, I had to do through Unity, so using different shaders and whatnot. Now I will go to the Void Kitty one, which is most close to the original.
Oh my goodness.
Like I said, I did texturize it, so if I zoom in here, you can see that the light refractions make it look a little bit more textured than it would be.
Yeah, that's really good.
Thank you. And then we'll go back to Tech Snake. I know a lot of people like this one the most because it's a metal zero suit.
Oh my goodness.
And oftentimes when the communities have gone through a lot of growth, I like to say these are my Ferrero Rocher candies because they look very similar to that.
Oh my goodness. See, yeah, I'm like speechless. One for obvious reasons, but the other is just like what you can do with all of these models is incredible. Near limitless, it feels.
I every time, I am not lying, when I see something pop up on my feed, like someone's like, oh, I figured out how to do this, I'm like, I'm gonna do that. And try to figure out a way to throw it in there. And
it's
so
my
it's just
turn.
become an amalgamation of little gimmicks.
I'm gonna do it my way, and I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah, like someone showed how to do those little anime emotes whenever something happens. So you've been noticing when someone follows me, I do a little shock animation and you see the anime thing pop out. That was, I didn't do that myself. Someone else came up with that and I'm like, I'm going to do that now that I know how to.
Yeah, and there
so
it is.
I do owe a lot to other people. I won't take all the credit for that.
Well, of course, but you have implemented it in your own way, and I think that now is a part of your own. Oh,
So this is the Firefox Zero suit, and this one I wanted to do sort of in a toonish form, make it look cartoony, and so I gave it a heavy outline, and it looks more flat than the other ones, but I think it like really suits the
hold on.
form.
This isn't my. I hope that this isn't my chroma key. Hold on.
Oh,
It is. You
like-
know, for a second, if you take a look at this, I just want to say this looks like it's like a program, like some form of.
Oh,
I thought, I was like, well, how did you make it so well? But it's just the chroma key.
okay. Oh, we went green screen for it. Oh, was
I accidentally forgot to
invisible on one of the other ones?
remove. No, it looked like you were fine
Oh.
otherwise. So
All right. But yeah, this is the one I went with on you. And then Moss Bunnies is more of a cloth, and it's very pink.
ooh, that is a very
This one
very
is more
pretty
like
shade.
one of the actual suits that you can do in, I think, Ultimate, in Smash Ultimate.
Yeah.
But this one doesn't have as much of a luster to it.
Still though, the texturing is on point.
And as a little bit of a throwback, I'll show you the Zero Suit form of the Cosmic Dragon from Season 4. Which might be one of the last appearances of my old Cosmic Dragon form.
Yeah, the last time you get to see it is on Poison Points.
I like to call this one the Commander Shepard one.
It kind of has that look to it. Oh my
But
goodness.
now, I will return to my previous. Actually, you know what? I can do this through here and get the whole animation in it.
Yeah, we do love the scuff, as it were, on the channel.
Yeah,
It's everyone's
You
favorite.
have to. Oh no, it broke. Oh nope, there we go.
There we go.
All right,
Gosh,
now there.
I haven't had a chance to mention this because we got into the interview very fast, but the animation that you have on the wings is like I could not just like for some animations you look at it and it's like that's that's a little scuffed, it's a little stiff. It flows so well. It just
The secret is the spring bones.
yeah.
There's actually, if you notice, almost all of the movement is coming from the upper part of the wings, and then the ending points of them are just spring bones that are a little stiff. That I just gave them just a little bit of wobble to them, and it just gives it a very natural flow.
I know
So
that
honestly, animating it wasn't too bad. It's always a bit of a mess trying to add animations into the model, but for the most part, it's really not me micro adjusting the bottom of the wings. It's all in just a physics thing.
yeah. I know that a lot of members in chat right now are taking many notes because again a lot of them use VRoid. They have 3D models and they're always constantly improving them. Nixed Buffy, Mono as well. This is for me, I want to learn all of this. I want all of this. Like it's so cool. Honestly, I have no words. That's the thing. I have 0 words. It's just amazing.
Oh, you're gonna make me blush. Oh, how the turntables.
Oh, indeed.
Additionally, I know this is something we talked about on stream, or we talked about beforehand. I do have a lot of other parts of me that jiggle. For one, I do have a jiggly cake. So if I do this, you can see there's a little bit of movement there. And also, at this angle, you could see my belly. My tummy has a little bit of jiggle to it. So I saw a lot of VTubers have a 2D one specifically, not a lot of 3D, have tummy physics, and they're really proud of it. And I'm like, man, I want that too. So I figured out how to do it, and I did it. And damn, did I do it.
Yeah, do you also have it on your thighs?
I tried.
You tried.
The problem with that was whenever I walked, it would make my whole thigh move in a really weird way, and it made it look like I had no bones. So it's something, it's on the table, but my at least first couple stabs at it left it looking horrible. So I just got rid of that.
Some of these names today that are following. Thank you, Naruto Small Glizzy, for following.
I'll show a couple of other things here. As a shapeshifter, I not only change my entire form, but I do change other things about my form. And here's one of the ones I like.
Yes, the monster hands.
Better to hold you with. Look at my giant grippers here.
You know, I just imagined a scenario where you could use that as though you are approaching the camera with your hands, like getting closer.
Yes, it's coming for you, Barbara.
Give that depth perception.
This is the portion of the stream where you need to put on your 3D goggles, your like little red blue ones, and then
yeah. they'll reach out and then they do the thing where they choke the rat.
It's almost like the Phasmo getting killed thing with the hands coming on.
Yes.
Coming for you. In addition to that, this is probably going to mess up my camera, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Let's do it. Let's see it.
No. Now they go back down.
Okay, perfect.
I've got the... I know I am very proud of my 3D modeling, but I did always want to have a 2D model because they have their own aesthetic to them. And I have finally figured out how to do it. So I would like to show you guys my 2D avatar. Hello. I am now a 2D.
Oh my god, full range of motion. People give up their whole wallets to get animation like that.
You should see the pendulum graphs on this one, guys.
Oh goodness. Oh, I can sort of see it because I messed with some features like this in Vignon, but
so this is a redeem on my channel, and it lasts for a little bit. I'm gonna let it go for a few seconds here. But yeah, it's essentially just scaling all the bones on the x-axis or the z-axis.
Yes, to be completely as close to 0 as possible without eviscerating you.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. You pop back in.
So yeah, we do be lots of shape shifting here. I'll do one more, and it's not much of a shapeshift as much as it just shows off some of the other things going on with my models. And that is, I have a lights out redeem.
Yes, together.
So all the ambient lighting goes away and you can just see the glowy parts. So you can see the reflective light on my scales.
Oh my goodness.
And a little bit of emission going on my body. The horn also really, really glows.
Oh my gosh. My silence is me like taking this all in. My goodness.
I feel like even normally with the lights on, I feel like I have a skin texture that really makes people want to just run their fingers over it. But especially when the lights are out, I feel like it just makes people want to touch it.
Hold on, let me see if I have this set up before you go back.
Oh, okay.
I might not have it on this this scene, I don't think. I had a lights out, or the ability to turn off the lights in this room, but I don't think it's actually set on this screen, because I never thought I needed to use it here. I wonder if I can go fetch it really fast. Oh, yep, I believe this is it right here. It doesn't go through. Damn it. It would have been really cool. Okay, well, I won't show it off. It just makes the screen really dark, and it only works for me. So that would take some time to get set up, but still really cool. We stan glow in the dark parts in this household.
Yeah. Oh, I can hydrate too.
Yep, thank you. All right.
And eventually the light should automatically come back on. And
triple standing glow in the bark things. Emissions, my beloved, yes.
Yes, I love emitters.
Yeah,
they just make everything pop.
The subtlety of yes, there it is. The subtlety of glow in the dark can add a lot to a personality in general, a VTuber persona. It's really cool.
Something, I don't know if I didn't point it out when I was going through all the models, but your basic Eoid model and the shaders that they use on them have the outline feature on them. And while I do think the aesthetic of it can look good, it was something I wanted to step away from. So you'll notice that this model doesn't have an outline on any of my parts. So I like the way that this looks. It does make the hair harder to see individual strands on, but I think at the end of the day, I might be moving this look over to each of my models because I think I like it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am. This was. I'll be honest. Like I usually go into these interviews and I'm like, okay, I just gotta ask the questions. I'm nervous. I gotta ask the questions, and I'm always left blown away by creative processes that everyone has taken. And yours is the first that I've seen where you have put months and months and months and months in to make every single bit of your model work, or models, I should say. I'm very, very impressed with what you've showcased.
Thank you.
And then season 5 for you is in the works for the rest of your models.
Correct.
Yes.
My plan right now, as I said, is to next update the candy slime form. So she was originally a watermelon slime with like green hair and a red body. And I want to move back in that direction, especially for summer, and retire the hot chocolate one. Partially because, I think it's a more year-round thing to be watermelon. But additionally, a lot of people, well, not a lot, but some people have pointed out that brown slime kind of connotates some unsavory stuff.
Yeah, I can see it.
Even though I have like chocolate bars on her outfit and the marshmallow slime on top, it's just, solicited some comments I rather not approve of that I never got when she was watermelon. So I think we'll just be putting her back to her original form.
Yes. Well,
if you or anyone else is interested in that creative process, I'll be starting from a base Vroid model on one of my upcoming streams, so just keep an eye out for that. And it may even be like this Sunday where I might start working on the updated candy slime form.
Yes, I was just about to ask if you had any special events coming up, any special streams.
Well, I had my big season 5 debut only a couple of weeks ago, so I didn't want to overload people with events. That said, my birthday is June 30th, so I'm going to be doing some sort of birthday subathon. I haven't codified it yet, but there should be a schedule and a plan up soon for it. And promise me, if you ever want to come to my events, they're always big.
100%. and everyone, I say this every time, but if there is a birthday, you have to take that day off. Like, guaranteed. You can call me your doctor. It's the doctor's orders. So make sure that you take that day off to make it to EO's stream. Now, I do have one final question for you, EO. This is my favorite to ask at the end of every single interview. If you could ask the next interviewee anything, what would you like to ask them?
I've thought about this because I knew this was coming. And I want the next person to answer. In your life, there are sometimes people that disappoint you. Are you as forgiving to them as you are to yourself?
Ooh.
And are you as forgiving to yourself as you are to them?
That is, ooh, yeah, Damaris put it the best way. Oof. Oh my goodness. I love that question.
I think that's very important because I do think there's some people that are very tough on themselves and easy on others and vice versa. And it's something I struggle with because I feel like I'm endlessly patient with other people. Not endlessly. I won't say that. That's
Yeah.
giving myself way
Higher
too much
tolerance
credit,
for other people.
yeah. But I'm way harder on myself, and I know I need to cut myself more slack so I'm a bit of a workhorse, and I feel comfortable working hard, but that also means that I seek perfection and I can be really hard on myself. So
We
that
are
would be what I would want to ask someone else.
very much the same. Maybe when I ask this for the next interviewee, I'll answer myself. And if you're able to tune in for that, great. But if not, I'll clip it and send it to you so you get the full response.
Thank you.
Of
I
course.
did have a question for you.
Oh, yes.
Which of my other flavors do you find most appealing, Iris?
Now I get to be in the side of the screen where I'm being asked the question.
Yes.
I love them all.
This is actually a two-part.
Yeah.
It's a two-part.
Oh, no.
I need you to answer this one first.
I am a real big fan of the snake.
You like the tech snake?
Yeah, I do love your tech snake. I think that my favorite part of it is the hair. The way that it flows is, again, like I said, because I'm like ADHD, ADD. I can't say either technically because I haven't been diagnosed, but it brings me to look at your face, and because of that, I see it as like beautiful design. I just can't help but enjoy it.
In that case, then, would you want to get artwork done with me as a tech snake with you?
We might have to bring this to some private DMs.
Oh, that's the perfect answer.
Wow.
You get an A. What a good girl.
Thank you. Damn it, I'm dying over here. Oh my goodness.
Oh, do you need some help?
No,
I
I'm
can perform CPR if you're short of breath.
I am
I'm
in good
certified.
health. I'm in good health, I promise.
Okay.
All right, and
Oh, I just deflated.
oh no.
It's been a half hour.
What a perfect time.
Well, that's
what a perfect time. Oh my gosh. I was just about to ask you who you wanted to rate.
Yeah, so if I go a half hour without a growth in the communities, then I deflate back down. But let's see. Oh, of course the person I had in mind.
Oh, they just rated out.
Yeah, I had it up on the side, but it looks like they're already not showing anymore. Hold on. Before I raid into them, you're looking for new people. Should I tell you who they are first, in case you haven't?
Yes.
Do you know Killier?
I cannot say that I am familiar.
She's a shadow dragon.
Okay.
So I figure I really like her. She has a wonderful voice and a beautiful model. And she's just... she's chef's kiss, let's say. I just sent you her stream link. She just went live not too long ago. So I think we're on the clear there.
Okay. Get them set up here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Perfect. Well, thank you again, Eo, for being a guest on my stream. It was a pleasure, and I'm so glad that I get to meet you fully in this regard.
Well, we'll see about fully in the DMs later.
Do you have any last words for our chat, or any raid message that you would like to send out with?
Well, first, I would like to thank you for inviting me on. I
Of
really
course.
appreciate that. I was really excited when you reached out, so I'm happy that I got to be here and that things went as smoothly as a VTuber stream can go. I'm also very appreciative of your audience, who has been very supportive of everything going on. In a lot of my streams, I need support because my back is almost always broken. So it's good to know I can go onto another stream and get a similar amount of support.
Yes.
But outside of that, when outside of just my model stuff, I am a variety gaming streamer. I do lots of advice for playing games. So when I play games, I usually explain the process of what I'm doing and try to help.
Oh?
Oh, when I hit a shapeshift earlier, it started a timer to revert me back. I was just like, "What? Did someone come to my stream and redeem that?" No. I do lots of variety gaming, but the main things I'll play are Phasmophobia. I'm doing lots of Tears of the Kingdom right now. Gunfire Reborn's having a DLC coming out in a couple days, so I'm going to be playing the heck out of that. And I also do Monster Hunter and Hunt Showdown. So if any of those things tick boxes for you, as well as many other games that I play on my stream, hop on by, and then I'd be happy to have you in my dungeon, my new precious little changelings.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right. There we go. The raid has been started. This will be the raid message. Any form of, oh, thank you for the follow, Crusader Corrupted. I appreciate it. Any variation of this with with any raid emote that you may have, I think that would be befitting. Or, you know.
This is usually what I go with. But I always indulge in the communities.
Yes.
You can absolutely say that.
Whatever one is best for you, chat. And I think that is all that we have. This Friday, we will be having another Boys and Points. And if you haven't already, make sure that you join the Discord. I've been putting a lot of work into everything going on in the back end of things. And if you would like to, be a part of a big community, then by all means. But I think that'll be it. Have a good evening, everybody. And we will see you next time.